Good evening and welcome back to the Rory Talks Football channel, your daily Arsenal news, updates, debates and my opinions. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. We are literally about 10 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers. Smash a like on the video if you could do me that favor as well. And how are we doing? How are we doing? I've been grinning like a Cheshire cat all day. Sport Cat, do you know what, right? Sport Cat is a regular in the chat, in the live streams. He is a Chelsea fan. And do you know what? He's shown up tonight. He's here in the chat. He's got more backbone. He's got more backbone than his own team does, because he's joining a chat full of Gooners the night after getting beaten 5-0. And he's here. But for everyone else in the chat, and there are lots of you here already, I hope we're doing well. George Christodoulou, Pekka, Jakob Icarus, VV Vlad, Hyper Protagonist, Drax, Ethan Udall, Junior Firms is here, Kaiser, Jakob, Umer, Carter's here as well, Philip and Daryl, GG, loads of you, Jax Hacks, Rene, Alex White, Neo Lesbit, Max Evans, Junior, and we've got a super chat. We're still doing the intro. We're still doing the intro, and we've got a super chat from Dididat, and he says, "What are your thoughts on Timber at 6? I feel like he clearly has the ability to make the transition. I'm glad catching you live again as well. Coming to you, Gooners." Well, first of all, thank you very much for the 65 money. That is greatly appreciated. And I mean, the thing about Timber is I look at Timber and I think he could play in most positions on the pitch, right? Originally, realistically, for Ajax, he's a centre-back. I don't think we'll ever really see him at centre-back for us. He'll play at left-back. He'll play at right-back. I could see him as a left 8. I could see him as a 6. He's got that massive versatility. But again, thank you very much for the super chat. Yeah, I've had a fresh trim. I have had a fresh trim, and I'm feeling good. I saw your seat on Twitter yesterday. Viewers class. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. Actually, do you know what? Shout out So Rare. I don't know if you're familiar with So Rare. But they hooked me up with the ticket yesterday, so much greatly appreciated to them. You just had to get a haircut. I was just feeling good. So close to 10k subs. We are so close to 10,000 subscribers. Come on, who's going to be the 10,000th? That's the question. Who is going to be the 10,000th? Do you think Timber will be in the squad for Spurs? He might be. He might be in the squad. We'll see. The thing is, when everyone's fit, if you put him in the squad, it means you have to drop a genuinely fit and good player. Like, realistically, for Timber to be in the squad, one of Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, and Kivior has to drop out. That's a risk to take if you don't really want him to play. Unless you're looking at it and going, okay, well, if we are 3-0 up with 20 minutes to go, we can bring him on. Didn't Mikel say Timber would play an under-23 game before being in the squad? He did. He played on Monday night it was the under-21s, but it's the same thing. But he played on Monday night against Blackburn Rovers. Scored an absolute worldie. Scored a worldie. Yeah, he played against Blackburn. For him to get a winner's medal, he needs to play some part in every game from now until the end of the season. Otherwise, if we did win the league, he wouldn't technically get a medal, which is brutal. 2 super chats have come in. 249 from Max Evans. He says, let's get to 10k subs on stream. Max, thank you very much. And I agree. I agree with Max. Let's get to 10,000 subs. And 199 from Hyper Protagonist. Road to 10k. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you very, very much for that as well. We are, 10k, Victor Gyökeres, 5-0 against Chelsea. If we can go and smash up Spurs, oh, God. This is what dreams are made of. Would you start Partey or Tomiyasu against Spurs, or is 2 in a row too much? Oh, start Partey and Tomiyasu. Yeah, 100%. 199 super chat from Big Mr. Big Piece as well. He says, thoughts on Vieira's short cameo. First of all, thank you very much for the 199. Fabio Vieira, I liked it. I liked it from Fabio Vieira. He's not done at Arsenal yet. He is not done at Arsenal yet. It was a bright cameo from him, and that was good to see. I was happy to see that. So, yeah, look, the Fabio Vieira stock lives on. And another super chat from Dididat. He says, tell me a player that's better than Odegaard right now. Right now, I can't. But thank you very much for another 27 money. That's greatly appreciated. Look, Martin Odegaard is a different class. He's just he is performing better, in my opinion, than pretty much any number 10 that I can think of in terms of creativity. But he's not playing as a 10. He's playing as an 8, and he has to do all of the defensive work around that. He's relentlessly running. So he does all of that and then still has the composure and ability to perform at the level of a top 10. It's unbelievable. Oh, wow. We've got $9.99 from Brennan McAdams. He says $10 for 10K subs. Brennan, thank you very, very much. That's incredibly generous. And another $2 from the Queen of Boss. Says 5-0 is sweet, but seeing 4-0 live in FL was amazing. What does that mean? Seeing 4-0 live in FL? Florida? I'm not sure, but seeing 5-0 was sweet. Trust me, I was there. It was sweet. Watching, oh God, watching the Chelsea fans realize that Kai Havertz had scored, and it was just 3-0. Havertz had scored. Havertz in the corner giving a salute, and the Chelsea fans down here, mass exodus. It was sensational. Probs at Aguna Pub. At Aguna Pub in Florida. Yeah, Florida. Wow. I need to go to Florida, I need to go to Florida. Thoughts on the tackle on Tommy? Straight red card. But, and this is the issue, right? And look, the level of officiating in this country is a disgrace, okay? It's an absolute disgrace. But one thing I will say is, from the stands, I didn't realize it was a bad tackle. I saw the tackle happen and I saw Tommy stay down. I didn't realize it was a really bad tackle from the stands. And so I think in that situation, if that's a City player or a United player or a Liverpool player, they are rolling around on the floor, screaming, waving their arms. And I think Tomiyasu needed to do that. Because if Tomiyasu, effectively does overreact and acts a little bit and adds a bit of theatrics, if he goes off rolling around, slapping the floor a bit, the players, they all go crazy. They surround the ref, and the fans all go crazy. And VAR subconsciously thinks, oh, this is a nasty one. Whereas because Tomiyasu kind of just stays where he was, no one reacts massively, and so I don't think the VAR reacts. And look, that's not Tomiyasu's fault. If anything, Tomiyasu's being genuine, he's having integrity. But unfortunately, that doesn't work in the Premier League. And we've heard it before. Dermot Gallagher has said before that he would make decisions based on the strength of an appeal. Like, they do genuinely make decisions off the way that players and fans react. So, but it's still an absolute disgrace that it's not a red card. And that's 2 in 2 games. Kilman should have been sent off for Wolves for the foul on Kai Havertz. And Jackson should have been sent off for that one. So, ref gave a yellow for Trossard for 1 on the boot as well, but not for Jackson's ankle breaker. Yeah, for it not to even be a yellow. And the fact that it wasn't a yellow means 100% he's not seen it, right? The fact that he's not given a yellow for that means he hasn't seen it at all, which means it doesn't need to be a clear and obvious error for the VAR to check it. The VAR just needs to go to him, well, he's gone over the ball, studs up, and nearly broken his leg. Probably have a look at it, pal. It's poor. Anyway, VV Vlad said, Rory, where do you think we'd have been if Partey was fit most of the season? I was thinking about this today. Imagine a world in which Partey had been fit all season and Timber had been fit all season, or even for half the season. You imagine Timber at his best at left back, which is a position we've really struggled all season, and then having Partey and Rice and Odegaard in the midfield. I just think it's worth at least, you'd got to assume it's worth at least 3 points. And that 3 points right now would be massive. 4.99 super chat from Ethan Udall. Thank you very much, Ethan. He says, thoughts on the lineup and performance? Do you think it could be an audition for what we need to do on Sunday? Loving the content. Keep up the great work. Ethan, thank you very much for the kind words. And yeah, I think we go with the exact same starting lineup. It worked. It worked really well. I really liked it. At 4.99 from Peter Baker as well. Peter, thank you very much. He said he didn't react because he wants him to carry on playing for Chelsea and didn't want him suspended for Villa this weekend. Smart from Tommy. Yeah, maybe he was doing him a favour. He's actually a genius. He's actually a genius. But no, the in terms of the starting lineup, I think look, we'll bring up. In fact, let's bring up the lineup that we had. So, you know, I mean, across the board, these are just unbelievable numbers. By the way, Martin Odegaard got a 9.3 rating on FOTMob and wasn't the man of the match or the highest rated player because of Ben White. But no, I think, look, you bring in Thomas Partey, and I do think it sacrifices a little bit of our defensive stability. I do think it sacrifices, you know, Chelsea were able to catch us out on the break a few times. Now, by the way, Chelsea are one of the best teams in transition. Like, I know they're not very good, but in terms of their ability to counter, Madueke and Jackson and Mudryk are all very, very quick. You know, we saw Jackson's pace against Saliba. You don't see many players get away from Saliba and keep away from him, and Madueke the same. So we suffered a little bit defensively, and realistically, I think we could have conceded yesterday. We were not lucky to come away with a clean sheet, but if you had anyone that could finish up front, we probably wouldn't have come away with a clean sheet. So you do sacrifice that. But what we gain from Thomas Partey, not only from having Partey in the six and allowing Rice to have more freedom, but what we gain from Partey is his ability to pass progressively. He's such an aggressive passer of the ball. And it keeps everyone else alert. It almost enhances everyone ahead of him because they know they need to be on their toes because Partey's going to fizz it into them. You know, one of the best things was how quickly he gets it out to Bukayo Saka. The amount of times Bukayo Saka got into one-on-one situations with Cucurella yesterday, like purely because Partey just fizzes it straight out to him accurately. And so I think we massively gained from that side of Thomas Partey's game. And then from allowing Declan Rice to go forward. You know, we saw it within 4 minutes. He makes a run almost into the box before feeding it off to Trossard, who scores. So, yeah, for me, I do think it has to be this midfield. And, you know, you do wonder what we could have done this season if we'd had this midfield more often. But credit to Thomas Partey. And look, maybe he got it a week late, but maybe it was a bit of a masterstroke from Mikel Arteta waiting until the very end of the season to bring Partey back in. You know, he saved him right until the death. Maybe that was a week late. Maybe we could have done with it against Aston Villa as well. But we conceded 1.61 XG, which is shockingly high for us this season. Yeah, it is. That is very high for us this season compared to what we would normally see. And realistically, you know, how Nicholas Jackson hasn't scored, I have no idea. But Ben White, the best right back in the league. Yeah, Ben White. I was loving Ben White yesterday. That picture, I don't know if you've seen it. I put a picture on my Twitter of Ben White just stood looking down at Cucurella, who was on the floor. It was great. And you know what? You know, Ben White, I don't really understand. I do understand why people don't like Ben White, but he's just brilliant. Like, the way his face when he scored that second goal, and the fact that in the interview after the game, he doesn't try and pretend it was deliberate. He's just like, no, it was just a bad touch that went in. I love him. I love him. Still doesn't mean it's not unusually high for us. No, I agree. And I do think, look, I think if we play that midfield against Spurs, we will concede chances and we may well concede goals. But I think we'll outscore Spurs. You know, I think we'll outscore them if we play that midfield. You know, I look at that midfield against Spurs It's a stronger midfield, but against that high line that Spurs play, you're looking at the ball that Odegaard played into Havertz for the third goal. Ooh, against that Spurs high line. I know they've got Van de Ven, but they're not going to have Udogie. They're probably going to have Ben Davies at left back. I'm a fan. If we beat Spurs, I think we will win the league. All hangs on. It all hangs on City, doesn't it? City have to drop points, but all we can do is win our games. And look, at the end of the day, right? If we win all of our games, that will mean that we would have won by the end of the season. We would have won 16 of our final 18 games. We'd have won 16, drawn 1, and lost 1 in our final 18 games. That's not bottling the league. That's not, that's just, we'd finish on 89 points, which is what Man City finished on to win the league last year. It's just brutal. Peter Baker with another 199. Thank you very much, Peter. He says Chelsea only had one shot on target, by the way. Still solid. That's a fair point. They did only have one shot on target. But again, you look at where they had their shots from. I mean, they've had two shots from inside the 6-yard box that have gone off target. In fact, 3 shots from inside the 6-yard box that have gone off target. But no, look, we thoroughly deserve to win the game. Game by game, I hate Pep. In any other season, we win the league. It's tough, but this is what you're up against, Look, there are 186 of you currently in the live stream. I'm going to check to see if we have reached the magic 10,000 yet. We're 2 away. We're 2 away from 10,000. Come on, what are we doing? There are 2 of you here. Of that 194 of you that are now here, there's 2 of you that are not subscribed. There are. So if you're not subscribed right now, take a long, hard look at yourself. We've won 5-0. We've won 5-0. And you're sat there not subscribed. Disgrace. It's a disgrace. The inevitability of Man City is unfortunate, especially as they are out of the UCL. Yeah, but do you know what, right? Maybe this is complete copium. Maybe this is me just hoping, right? But I think Man City are better when they're playing every 3-4 days. I actually, and their players have said that in the past as well, that they get into that groove. So if you look earlier in the season when they were dropping points, it wasn't necessarily when they were playing every 3 days. It was when they weren't. So we'll see. People are saying 10K. We've hit 10K. In fact, we're up to 10,006. So we've cruised past 10K. Unbelievable. Do you know what? Unbelievable. I honestly, and it's nothing to do with me. I want to thank you. Honestly, the momentum that we've built since coming back to streaming and the community that we've built, to be honest, has been absolutely sensational. And yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for 10,000. We're on the road to 100K now. It's going to be a long one. But we are now on the road to 100,000. Thank you very much, though. Honestly, all of you that are in the chat, all of you that show up to every stream, all of you that watch the streams back when they're not live, but you watch the videos back. I appreciate it massively. I really do. You're absolute legends. Absolute legends. To my Arsenal mate at college, I just didn't show any emotion and no anger. I just said I agree with a straight face to everything he said about the game. Yeah, when you've lost 5-0, there's not a lot you can do. You've just got to firm it. Thank you. Lots of you are putting nice messages. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I never really thought I'd get to 10K. It's YouTube's a brutal game, YouTube is a brutal game, but we're growing. And by the way, that's a good point. If you do want to join the Discord, I'm really happy with the community that we've built. And yeah, if you want to join the Discord where people chat throughout the day when I'm not live, then feel free. The link is in the description to the Discord. So feel free to go and join that. There's different channels. There's a live match discussion for talking about games that are going on and stuff like that. So feel free to do that. And Drax has just given £2, a £2 super chat saying, congrats, Rory. Drax, thank you very much. You've been here for a long time. I appreciate you. I do appreciate you. Ethan Udall said, imagine the kids going to school now after a 5-0 win. I had to go after 8-2 against United and many others. I know. 8-2 against United, 6-0 against Chelsea on Wenger's 1000th game. There were some rough ones. There were some rough ones that we had to go through. So it's about time. It's about time that Arsenal fans could go to school and not be terrorised. School was so good today. Yeah, I can imagine. I kind of wish I was still at school. I do kind of wish I was still at school. Thoughts on whether you might want Liverpool to win tonight because even more pressure on City? No, I don't want Liverpool to win tonight. I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. But no, I don't want Liverpool to win tonight. I think we can put the pressure on City. Do you know what? I don't even feel like City feel pressure from Liverpool. It's weird. When you talk, people don't really seem to give Liverpool the credit for where they are, which is ridiculous because if Liverpool win tonight, they're still on the same points as us. Sorry, but people just don't seem to put them at the same level as Arsenal, which because we're ahead on goal difference, but you know, it's kind of crazy. Another 27 money from Dad. Thank you very much, he says. Advantage that Spurs haven't played in 14 days. Well, do you know what, right? This can go one of two ways. Now, will they be fresher than Arsenal? Yes. Like, we're just going to have to deal with the fact that especially in the second half, they will probably be fresher than us because we've been playing every 3 or 4 days and they've had a 2-week break. However, what can often happen when you come back from a big break like that? First 15, 20 minutes, it can be really poor. Like we've seen it before with Spurs and other teams. You come back and, you can be rusty. You can be a bit sleepy. So I think we have to capitalize basically on the start. We have to capitalize early doors and almost put the game to bed as quickly as we possibly can. Fizzy has given 1,000 money. We've got 1,000 money super chat from Fizzy. Thank you very much, Fizzy. Congratulations on 10k, Rory. Jackson chance into the side netting from 2 yards is like 0.9 xg. That is true. That is true. What a shocking attempt from Jackson that was. Absolutely. I mean, see, how do you miss the target from there? Absolutely incredible. But again, thank you very much for the 1,000 money. Max Evans says, let's get the stream to 100 likes. Yes, that is, if I could ask one more favor of you, please get the stream to as many likes as possible. Because it does help it. It does help it get further. It does help it get further. And spread it across YouTube. Raya's already got the Golden Glove. Not technically. Not technically. Raya is, I believe, 4 ahead of Jordan Pickford. And Jordan Pickford still has 5 games to go. So Jordan Pickford could technically still win the Golden Glove. So it's not done yet. But it probably will be done by the end of tonight. Would you take Madueke for Saka backup if it means we can invest elsewhere? No. And previously on this channel, I had said that was something that I would consider. Because I do think in an attacking sense, Madueke is very good. I think what he offers going forwards in 1v1 situations, I think he's very good. Watching him last night, he does no defensive work. If you watched last night, if you compared Madueke and Saka, the amount of defensive work that Bukayo Saka does compared to Madueke is unbelievable. So for me, I think a big part of the winger game for Arsenal is the defensive side of it. And I think he's too lazy. I think and the problem is that if you look at his personality in terms of, trying to steal the penalty off Cole Palmer and stuff like that, I just think he's a very selfish player. I look at him and I think he's a very selfish player. So no is the answer, unfortunately, to Madueke. As good as he is going forwards, I just don't think it's enough. Same for Leao, to be honest. Yeah, I've not seen as much of Leao to know for sure, but do Elise and Neto do any defensive work? Neto does. Neto definitely does. Elise, kind of. Elise, he does more than Madueke, that's for sure. He does do more than Madueke. Same with Mudryk. He doesn't track back. Yeah, well, it was interesting, actually, because I thought in the game at Stamford Bridge, Mudryk did really well to track back. I was actually really impressed with Mudryk in the game at Stamford Bridge. I thought he tracked back really well. But again, yesterday, it didn't really seem like he was doing it enough. Rory, do you think that when Timber is back fit and firing, he will be our starting left back? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. Arteta cost us for not playing Partey for Bayern and Aston Villa. Yeah, but again, the question is then, could Partey have played against Bayern, then Aston Villa, then Wolves, then Chelsea? You know, he wouldn't have been able to play all the games till the end of the season. So, it's just tough. It's tough, unfortunately. Get Isak. I think Isak's going to be almost impossible to get. So here's the problem with Isak, right? And people are talking about Bruno G in the chat as well. So we'll combine these two. If you've asked me a question about Bruno G, which I've seen a couple of people have, we'll answer it both in one. Bruno G and Isak are the two big players that Newcastle could sell, right? We know they probably need to sell a big player this summer for FFP. If they sell one of them, they don't need to sell the other, right? If they sell one, they won't need to sell the other. There's no way they sell both of them this summer, in my opinion. Bruno G has a buyout clause. Isak doesn't. So, if anyone triggers the 100 million release clause for Bruno G, there's nothing Newcastle can do about it, and Isak won't go. So for me, and I think that will happen. I think between us, City, someone will trigger that release clause, I think. And even if they don't, even if they don't trigger it, right, Newcastle will have the issue that if, for example, they sold us Isak early in the window, there would still be nothing to stop Man City coming and triggering the release clause of Bruno G. And they are not going to lose both of them. They will not allow themselves to. So that if we offered 70 million for Isak at the start of the window, they would just delay it. They'd use delay tactics because they couldn't be sure that they wouldn't then also lose Bruno to someone like City. So in my opinion, Bruno G will end up leaving and Isak won't. And that's why we're all on the Gyökeres train. We're all on the Gyökeres train. The Gyökeres train. The Gyökeres train. We're all on the Gyökeres train. Rory, on Sunday, do you think we try and dominate? No. No, I don't. I was talking about this. I was recording a podcast for someone a minute ago. I do not believe we go there and try and play our game and try and dominate them. I think we go there and we play like Newcastle did before their break. Not to that extent. I don't think we need to give Spurs 75% possession. But I think we go there and we play a little bit like we did against Brighton. We go there and we actually say, do you know what? You can have a bit of the ball. Do you know what? We'll defend a little bit deeper. That's the only threat that Spurs have, is on the counter. We'll let you have the ball. We'll defend a little bit deeper. And we will rip you to shreds when we win the ball back. That is how I think we should do it. How's Gyökeres' form been recently? The last time I watched him, which was on Sunday night, he scored twice. So, yeah. Clinical. Oh, I want him. Martinelli. Oh, no, sorry. Someone's talking to someone else. What did people think of Martinelli, actually, last night, by the way? That's I just read the name in the chat, but it got me thinking. What did people think of Martinelli's performance last night? I thought it was a bit worrying. I thought it was a little bit worrying. No worries, John. The one-on-one that he had at the end, normally I'd back him to put that away. Didn't put it away. There was a point as well where the ball kind of... I can't remember exactly what happened, but basically the ball became available in the box. And normally I feel like he'd be straight on it. And he didn't. He just stood off it and basically let them have the ball back. So there were a couple of incidents where I just thought, that's not the Martinelli that I remember, you know? To the point where, honestly, I think I would start Trossard against Spurs. I think I would go with the exact same lineup again. And I would start with Trossard. Both against Wolves and Chelsea, he had chances to score. He did, yeah. And I do think it's his confidence, because the Aston Villa game, I remember watching the warm-up during before the Aston Villa game, right? And he was by far and away the most clinical finisher in the warm-up. He was literally burying everything, absolutely everything. And at the moment, he doesn't quite feel during the game like he can do it. And I do think it's a confidence thing, which is a shame. Gabby is off form massively. It's sad to see. Yeah, it's a shame. But look, I think the best thing that can happen now is we use Trossard until the end of the season, who is in really good form at the moment. I mean, if you actually go and look at Trossard's form, by the way, I'll bring this back up for you. Hang on, I'm going to cough. If we look at Trossard's form, apologies, he's in great form. Look at this. Goal, goal, nothing, goal, goal. I mean, 4 in 6. But he's played maximum 72 minutes in those games. I mean, what's he got this season? 10 goals and 1 assist in 14 starts in the Premier League this season. He's only played 1,358 minutes. It's good. It's good stuff. It is good stuff. I'll tell you what. The team news is going to be out for the other games. Should we have a little dabble? Should we have a little look at the team news for the other games? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the team news for the other games. And when I say the other games, I mainly mean the Liverpool game. So the Liverpool team to face Everton is Alisson in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk and Konate, with Robertson at left back. The midfield is McAllister, Jones, and Szoboszlai. And the front three is Nunez, Diaz, and Mohamed Salah. Gakpo apparently is attending the birth of his child, and Jota is injured again. Just bring it up. So basically, FOTMob can take a little second to update. Oh no, to be fair, it is. It's there. It is correct on FOTMob. So there you go. But I don't think that Everton lineup's right, because I'm pretty sure. I feel like Calvert-Lewin is not available. Oh no, he is. Oh, he is. I saw a Liverpool fan saying that Calvert-Lewin wasn't going to play. So there you go. So that's their lineup. I mean, look, do we think this Everton team can do anything? Do we back them? Thoughts on the third goal? Foul for me, but we take it because we've had so many bad decisions against us this season. Like, if it went the other way, I'd be appealing for a foul. But yeah, like you said, I don't think you can bring it back. What about the other lineups? Manchester United against Sheffield United. Man United, Onana, Dalot, Casemiro, Maguire and Wan-Bissaka, Mainu and Eriksen, Anthony, Bruno, Garnacho, and Rasmus. So no Marcus Rashford on the bench. Interesting. I mean, it's Sheffield United at Old Trafford. If they don't win that, I mean, seriously. Any others that were in? I mean, Palace against Newcastle, I suppose. Do you know what? Oh, no, look, Elise isn't playing. Or Elise isn't starting. Newcastle got away with one there. No Elise. Isak, Gordon, Barnes. I like that front three, you know. I do like that front three. I like Anderson as well, to be honest. Their back line is still mangled, though. Kraft with Jacob Murphy at right back. Brother. And then Wolves against Bournemouth. We play against Bournemouth soon, so I guess keep an eye on their team. Their team's doing all right at the moment, to be fair. Still a pretty rough team from Wolves. There you go. Thoughts about selling Gabby Jesus or Nketiah? Well, we definitely sell Nketiah. And then, depending on who we can bring in, think about selling Jesus, in my opinion. If I look at what Jesus is now, you know, he's just next season, he's just not going to be a starting player. He's just not. Rory, would you take the United job? Yes. I would take the United job, relegate them, get my severance pay, and live happily ever after. That's what I would do. Take it, relegate them. Cheers for the money. Thank you for coming. 230. Yeah, we've got 230 odd of you in here. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Random shout for backup winger, Somerville. I love Somerville. Somerville is someone that I would be interested in. For sure. For sure. PGMOL would never let you relegate them. Oh, trust me. They wouldn't be able to stop me. They would not be able to stop me. Where do you see Liverpool or City dropping points in the remaining games? We'll have a look at them. I'll bring this back up. So for Liverpool, the remaining fixtures that they've got, they could drop points tonight. They could drop points tonight, honestly. West Ham away, I actually think they win. West Ham at the moment are terrible. Spurs at home, they could drop points. Villa away, they really could drop points. Wolves at home, I think they win. But realistically, I think there's lots of opportunities for Liverpool to drop points. And this is what I'm saying, right? If we can get past Spurs away with a win, our 3 remaining games after that are Bournemouth at home, United away, which I look at their current team and I just don't worry about, and Everton at home. Whereas Liverpool, their final 3 games, Spurs at home, Villa away, Wolves at home. I think that's far harder. Personally. And then if we go and find City, City's fixtures. I mean, look, Brighton away is tough. Forest away, I think they'll be fine. Wolves at home, I think they'll be fine. Fulham away, lunchtime kickoff. You never know. Spurs away on a Tuesday night. If Spurs really have to win that game for top 4, and then West Ham. So, again, I think if we could get through Spurs with a win, we're in a really good position. Like a really good position. Because I would back us to win the 3 final games. I would back us to beat Bournemouth at home, United away, and Everton at home. Do you prefer Martinelli versus Porro or Trossard? Because if Martinelli plays, I think Porro won't be able to attack us as much. I'm not entirely sure Porro is going to play. I'll have a quick look, but I've got a feeling Porro might not be playing. I don't know if there's been anything recently to talk about his fitness, but no, it doesn't look like anyone's really mentioned it recently, but I feel like he's injured. He definitely went off injured before in their last game. Apparently he is in training. Okay, maybe he is in training then. Maybe. He's trained this week, so he'll play. Fair enough. I would still play Trossard. I'd still play Trossard, I think. Yeah, fair. I didn't realize he trained. Udogie is definitely out, yeah. Udogie is definitely out. Chelsea fans are so embarrassing after losing 5-0 and putting all the stickers in the underground. I didn't even see the stickers in the underground, but I was walking out of Arsenal Station yesterday before the game. Literally, Chelsea fans were chanting about Bukayo Saka letting the country down, and it's like, why are you chanting about Bukayo Saka? And how did he let the country down? Little fools. I genuinely think an 8/6 is going to be more important than a striker. I know how much you like Gyökeres, but you can't go buy a top 8/6 and £50 million Saka backup, a defender and a striker. It's a fair point. Yeah, we'll see. Well, the only way you can do that is if you sell a fair amount of players. The only way you can do that is if you sell a Jesus on top of selling Partey, Ramsdale, and Nketiah, Reece Nelson, maybe even Emil Smith-Rowe, as much as I hate to say it. And I do hate to say it. Anyway, it is time for Guess the Gooner, the game where I give you 5 clues about an ex or current Arsenal player, and you have to guess who that player is in the chat. First person to get it right wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community. To get your fingers on your keyboards, because we are starting now. Clue number 1. This player is 33 years old. Clue number 2, they have won 2 FA Cups and 1 Copa del Rey. They have won 2 FA Cups and 1 Copa del Rey. Clue number 3, they scored 1 goal in 64 games for Arsenal. They scored 1 goal in 64 games for Arsenal. Clue number 4, they currently play for Atletico Madrid. They currently play for Atletico Madrid. And clue number 5, they joined Arsenal from Villarreal in 2015. They joined Arsenal from Villarreal in 2015. Who is that player? I think I saw who got it first. I think I did see. But I am just going to go back up and VAR check myself. Or make sure I don't get VAR checked. But, I mean, I'd be surprised. If someone pulled that out of the bag early doors, I would be very impressed. Yeah, no one got it. We're not getting VAR checked. We're not getting VAR checked. And the winner, not for the first time, it's VV Vlad. It is VV Vlad. It was Gabriel Paulista, and VV Vlad has done it again. He's done it again. Congratulations to VV Vlad. In second place was... Now, look, unfortunately, Ethan, I cannot give you... I don't know if you meant Gabriel Paulista, but I can't give you Gabriel because we have a current player called Gabriel. Pekka was second. Drakar was third. George Christodoulou was fourth. And that was fifth. So there you go. Congratulations to VV Vlad. He really is the MVP of the Guess the Gooner. This is going to be controversial for the people who said Gabriel, meaning Gabriel Paulista, including me. Well, I'm sorry. It would have only been second anyway. But yeah, given that we have 3 different players called Gabriel currently at the club, one of which goes by the name of Gabriel, I can't give Gabriel. I can't give it for Gabriel. I can't. No. If you said Gabriel further up than VV Vlad saying Gabriel Paulista, I'm sorry. That's on you. Do you know what? That's on you. I'm going to hold no responsibility because you didn't think about what you were doing. VV Vlad is Rory's burner account. I wish. Gabriel P plays for Atleti. Yeah, I didn't realize. Gabriel Paulista moved to Atletico Madrid in January. January this year. Like the window just gone. I did not realize. I call him Magalhaes. Of course you do. Score prediction for Spurs. 3-1 Arsenal. That might change. My early prediction right now is 3-1 to Arsenal, but that might change. Anyway, it is time for Guess the Non-Gooner. I will give you the entire career path of a player who does not and has not played for Arsenal, and you have to guess who that player is. First person to get it right in the chat wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks football community, but not as much respect as VV Vlad currently has. Nishan, you were not robbed. Nishan, I'm now gonna have to scroll all the way back up just to tell you that you weren't robbed. Where were you robbed, Nishan? Come on now. I'm gonna go back up. Right, VV Vlad said that there. What did Nishan say? You said Havertz. Literally, the only message you sent before VV Vlad got the right answer, Nishan, was Havertz. What sort of robbery do you think this is? You weren't robbed. And then you said Aubameyang way after. Nope. We've done the VAR check. Absolutely not. Waved away. Anyway, the career path was they started at FC Nantes. They moved to Marseille on a free transfer. They then moved to Celta Vigo. They then moved to Real Madrid. They then moved to Chelsea. They then moved to PSG. and they retired. Nantes, Marseille, Celta Vigo, Real Madrid, Chelsea, PSG retired. Where's Sportcat? Because this is one of his boys. Where's Sportcat? Did he get it? I gave Sportcat one of his own, but I don't think he won. He might not be here, so to be fair, he might have just left. Right. The winner is MM. MM is the winner. It was indeed Makalele. He's not quite spelt it right. I don't know who Makalele is, but I can see what you were trying to do. I can see what you were trying to do. Second was VV Vlad. VV Vlad was probably about a millisecond away from doing another dirty double. So do you know what? Credit MM for preventing the dirty double. You've done a Real Madrid stint of stopping Man City doing the treble there. That is impressive. Charlie Hamer was third. Charlie Harmer. Francisco Oliveira was fourth. And Sportcat was fifth. So he did get top five. Well done, Sportcat. He got top five. Credit to him. Credit to him. But there you go. I'm going to assess my options for the Guest Laguna VAR, just like Nottingham Forest said in their tweet. Yeah, look, you can assess all the options you want. Unfortunately, much like Howard Webb at PGMOL, this is a dictatorship. Yeah, this is a dictatorship, and my decision was made. What a result last night. Sorry I'm late. This stream is now my favorite Arsenal channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Ricardo G. And what a night. What a night last night was. Last night kind of did feel like it came out of nowhere. I was not expecting 5-0. It was just wonderful. It was just wonderful. Jake is saying that he won it. He said it twice. Jake, you better be right here. You better be right, Jake. You better not be wasting my time. Boy. No, Jake, you got it right, but you got it right, but not first. I'm not even exaggerating here, Jake. I think your internet might be playing up because you were about 25th. I'm not even trying to mug you off there. Your internet must be in. I don't even know if it's the internet. I don't know if you're running it on a old school 3G or something from a Nokia, but on my screen you are legitimately about 25th. So waved away. We're not having it. My laptop froze and my message is like 10 above. Yeah, no, not on my. You've got to blame the laptop for that one. I'm sorry. Do you think there's even a slim chance that City drop points against Brighton? There's always a chance. There is always a chance. I mean, I think De Zerbi said today that Estupiñán's out for the rest of the season, which isn't ideal. But there's always a chance. Red card for simulation. What do you think about Arne Slot? Do you know what, right? The issue with Arne Slot, right? And I'll quickly run you through. I wonder if he's on FOTMob actually. Let me see if I can bring him up on here. If not, I'll tell you what his credentials are. I do wonder if he is on here though. Do they have managers on here? They do. So this is his record at Feyenoord. 144 games, 93 wins. It's decent, right? It is decent. He's only 45 years old. I guess that was the last time he played football. He was playing in Japan. He's been coaching at Feyenoord since 2021. And they're doing very well this season. They're second in the league. Look, it's an interesting one. Do you know what the biggest issue they're going to have is? Jake is absolutely seething in the chat. I've been robbed by my own technology. Was so ready for you to say it and everything. I'm sorry. It's a tough night. So they're second in the table this season. They won the league last season. The issue he's going to have coming in with, right, is he's directly going to get compared to Erik ten Hag. He's relatively young. He's bold. He's Dutch. He won the league in Holland. He's just going to get those comparisons. Straight off the bat. One thing that I would worry about if I was a Liverpool fan was the fact that the journalists that are very much kind of in the pocket of Liverpool have already come out talking about how he's done a brilliant job with a low budget, which suggests that he's going to be doing the same at Liverpool. But we'll see how it goes. The issue is going to be that people will just make Ten Hag comparisons straight away. That'll be the issue for him. If he was so good, someone would have gone for him last year when they won the league. Possibly. Well, I think last season, I can't remember who was interested in him. Might have even been Chelsea. I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure. Did we sell the young Brazilian winger? I forgot his name. Marquinhos. Not yet, but I assume we will sell him. He's not going to get back close to the Arsenal squad. So Spurs, that was it. He turned down Spurs. Yeah. Spurs wanted him and he turned it down. I forgot about that. So there you go. Which is quite interesting, really. It's quite interesting. Look, anyway, that is going to be the end of the stream. It's been a brilliant stream. We've hit 10,000 subscribers, which is insane. Had a load of super chats early on, which I massively appreciate. So thank you for all of those. Have a fantastic evening. Lots of football to watch tonight. Praying on Liverpool's downfall. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow night, 6:30. As always, until then, have a fantastic evening. Please like the stream if you haven't done already. Subscribe if you're not, and I will catch you tomorrow. Goodbye.